Hi everybody, I just wanted to give you a quick Joker review. This review is spoiler free. It is spoiler free. I saw the film Friday evening and I needed a couple of days to digest about it before I put a review out. This movie is so tremendous and incredibly powerful that it needs to be taken very seriously by people who go to the movies. Anybody who loves cinema, who truly likes to delve into the deep nature that movies can reach sometimes, will find this a very satisfying experience. So much so with me, I have a list of movies that are my tops. This film unseated my number 2 film and moved it to number 3. And it is such an incredible feat to do that. My number 2 film has been my number 2 film for years now. And this movie is now my second favorite film of all time. What do I have to say about Joker? Does it remind us a little bit of Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy? Sure. Is it the same film? No, it isn't. It is a much more powerful comic book movie than I have ever seen in my life. I think this is the apex, the absolute pinnacle of comic book filmmaking. I really hope that they will continue along this line. Just when you think DC is just never going to have anything good again, they drop this thing. It's incredible. Joaquin Phoenix is one of the finest actors I've ever seen, and he portrayed the Joker perfectly. Now, this isn't to take anything away from Heath Ledger. I love Heath Ledger's Joker. It's fantastic. The Dark Knight is a wonderful movie that I continually revisit. And frankly, all of us know that that movie is still talked about, even today. You can go on YouTube and look up The Dark Knight and get all kinds of commentary about it. I think that the Joker is going to be the same way. We're going to be talking about this film for the next 20 years. It's incredible. It is that good. It's one of the few films that I have ever seen that is actually better than the hype indicates. You know how movies get hyped and then you go and you're sort of disappointed? Not with this. I'm a longtime fan of the Joker and Batman and all things DC, and this just knocked it completely out of the park. Now, I could get into different theories about what is actually real in the film and what is actually not, but I'm not going to do that. There's all kinds of videos out there that deal with that. If you're interested in that level of analysis, you can take a look at that. But I wanted to kind of respect what Joaquin Phoenix suggested that viewers do. Just watch the movie and piece it together in your mind what you want it to be. It can be on the surface. It can just be a surface story that you go through and enjoy. But it's so much more than that. I've never been one to be really affected by films overly. I love movies and I watch them a lot, but when I'm affected and when I think about it for days and days afterwards, it's really accomplished something special. Joker did that. I am still thinking about it, and I will still be thinking about it for weeks to come. There are scenes in this film that are just absolutely chilling. It will raise the hair on your arms. Joker, at the same time, you feel this immense pity for the character, and then this incredible loathing for the depths of depravity he can reach. It is an incredible journey. And you're having these emotions at the same time. I'm trying to think of another movie that kind of does that. It's hard to put that out there. I said I likened it to The Crying Game, where I know that there were a lot of guys that thought the main lady actress in the film was really attractive, and only to discover later in the film, spoiler, that he was actually a she. And it freaked a lot of people out when it came out way back when. And it's that kind of, whoa, you know it's coming, but you just can't get your head around it while the deterioration of this man is going on. I'd like to talk about a few aspects of the film. None of these will spoil anything, but first thing I'd like to comment on is the music, the sound in the film. Sometimes it is so haunting and so perfect that it just feels disturbing beyond words. Other times there are songs that are used that are seeming completely inappropriate for the moment they're being used with, but it works in this surreal fashion to just make you shake your head and wonder of what's going on in front of you. I'm serious. It's a perfect soundtrack. It works absolutely wonderfully. The cinematography. This is a beautiful film. It is filmed in a way that makes it feel like it's subdued yet vibrant in certain areas, and it's used to great effect when they're showing different scenes in the movie. It's just incredible. This is probably the worst Gotham that I've ever seen depicted, and what I mean by worst is this is the Gotham that you would least likely ever want to live in. It is absolutely a horribly scary, terrifying city. It's amazing. It's just amazing the way they put this film together. The shots are beautiful, and at the same time there's places that they feel really confining and claustrophobic and just dingy. You can almost smell the old dust or the mildew. It's just a fantastic depiction of this fictional city. Lastly, the acting. The acting is probably some of the best I've ever seen in cinema. It's incredible. It is completely believable. Joaquin Phoenix is mesmerizing. He is amazing at what he has done here. I cannot believe the level that he went to portray this guy. And I mean, having to follow in the footsteps of Heath Ledger, I don't know that there's very many people on the planet that could have pulled this off the way this man did. And it is an amazing performance. If nothing else, he deserves the Oscar for it, for Best Actor. This film really deserves Best Film. It does. Now, I don't know if it's going to get it. I don't know what will happen. I'm not making any kind of predictions here because I really don't trust the Academy. I just don't trust the Academy at all. But, folks, if you're a comic book fan, this is one of those films that you just kind of have to see. And I suggest seeing it in the theater. I was fortunate enough to see it in IMAX theater, and it was just amazing. I was blown away the whole time. Edge of my seat. I feel like I breathed maybe 3 times during the whole film. It is incredible. It's a slow burn in places, but it is such a burn. The camera angles and the camera work, when they look into Joaquin Phoenix's eyes, you feel a multitude of emotions. You feel pity, and then you have this slow, dreading terror of what you're seeing in this man's face. And and it's a movie that ought to make us think. How do we treat those that are mentally ill or on the bottom foot of society? How do we treat those folks? Now, I know that we have programs in place that should help people, but I know that sometimes people feel awfully alone. There's comments here about society and about how we treat each other as human beings. There's comments about bullying. All kinds of things can be gleaned from this film. Now, I know there was a whole lot of controversy about it, but frankly, John Wick, there's more people killed by gunfire in John Wick, any of the John Wick movies, than Joker. But I think what it is it's just this slow depiction of encroaching madness that just lights up the screen. It's just amazing how they pull this off. I think you'll love it if you're a Batman fan. I think you'll love it if you're a movie fan. If you're going for a popcorn good time, you're not going to have fun. This is not a movie you walk away from delighted. It's a movie you walk away from devastated. You're thinking about it. It's in your heart for a long time. And it's just something that I'll need to revisit multiple times to be able to see all the magnificent layers that have been put down in this film. Put on a happy face, but it's not a happy movie. Don't have any illusions about that. I give Joker an absolute A+. It is so near perfect that I could almost call it perfect. There's just one thing in it that kind of made me go, I don't know. But it is incredible. It is incredible. I'm not going to get into any of those things. I'd be happy to do a spoiler review at some point, or to talk about different theories about it. I'd be happy to do that if people want that, or if you want to contact me through chatting down below or whatever, we can discuss it. But just remember, be respectful to everybody, and try not to let any spoilers loose. If you spoil this movie for somebody, it is such a terrible thing to do to a fan. What a movie. Wow. I just kept saying, wow, wow, over and over again after it was over. Tremendous film. Loved it. Second favorite film of all time. A+, 10 out of 10. Just about perfect. Hope you guys enjoy it. Be kind to each other. Really, be kind to each other. See you next time.